my miserable life, I travel to places where I want to eventually develop. And guess what? If I don't like the development, I took me a great vacation, a 3-day vacation. I don't know which, I don't know, is that bad? Why invest in hotels? Because professional management means more passive investment for hotel owners, right? Now, I'm not gonna go into detail, but your management is everything. But I encourage everyone to buy a hotel. I encourage everyone to buy real estate. Matter of fact, I don't care. I encourage people to just go out and start your business, whatever it is. It's just my niche is real estate. It's apartments, it's hotels, it's warehouse, right? But no matter who you get with your management, you have to understand the numbers. That's the one thing people don't tell you about, because guess what? They put in all these hidden fees. And when your gross operating profit margin slips, it's because they putting in all these fees and they hidden. And you know how like people talk about conspiracies? The government is trying, look, the management is trying to take your money, brother. The management, yes, I have conspiracies on all management, but I get it. Management companies can charge fees. I get it. I like being a management company because you can charge some fees to off balance it. But the thing is, it's supposed to be shared across all the properties. What I don't like is when management companies get greedy and they dump all their fees on one property. Now that's not fair. And that's when I get a problem. But for the most part, once you get that under control, man, getting a large apartments and hotels, you get the right management company, you're going straight to the top. Straight to the top. And that's when you get to see more vacations and more traveling. And now, you know, my miserable life, I travel to places where I want to eventually develop. And guess what? If I don't like the development, I took me a great vacation, a 3-day vacation. I don't know which, I don't know, is that bad? Like I went to Zuma, Bahamas. Now I would like to do that deal, but let's say I didn't go. That was a great vacation for 3 days. I couldn't get out off the island for 2 days. And Zuma is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Why invest in hotels? Well, one of the reasons, they already got a business system and they got a model like Hyatt, Marriott, IHG, Hilton. I like Hilton. I like all these brands. The difference is like an IHG product, which is like a Staybridge, a Holiday Inn Express. Although all these hotels across the board will generate the same potential revenue, the Marriott and Hilton's going to sell at a better cap rate or value, right? For those who aren't sure what the cap rates, but let's say most Hiltons and Marriott throughout the Midwest, taking New York, Miami, and Cali out of the picture, they typically sell at an 8.5 cap, where IHG would sell at a 9 or 9.5 cap, right? So even though they generate the same revenue, they bring in, all of them bring in the same, well, that's not true. A IHG or a Hyatt product may bring more to the bottom line. What I mean by the bottom line, the NOI, the net cash flow, because they don't charge as many fees as a Marriott or a Hilton. Like a Marriott and a Hilton, overall combined, they potentially charge 12 to 15% in royalty fees. And this is with back-end, well, a whole bunch of different back-end support issues, right? Whereas the IHG may charge 7 to 8% total. Well, let's just say, we'll just round it off. If your hotel's doing $4 million a year and it's charging 10%, is that $400,000 in fees? Is that right? Yeah, that's $400,000 in fees. Well, if you got 17% is $680,000 in fees, right? In fees. Versus IHG, you may pay 6 or 7. You cut that in half. But you won't get as much upside when you sell because it won't sell at a higher value. So let's say the bottom line, my Marriott nets me, let's say 500,000. And let's say just rough numbers, their ISG nets them $1 million. So mine's is 5, there's $1 million. Well, when it's all said and done, I may get more money from my Marriott than they get for the IHG product. Yeah, I know, that's weird, all right? All right, let's go. But, I mean, you tell me, which product do you want? Do you want the one that's got the better cash flow or the one that you can sell for a higher model? I mean, you got to do your numbers. All right, let's go to the next one. Hey there, I hope you're enjoying this video. If you want to learn more about real estate investing, check out my free live podcast I do every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. All you have to do is text the word podcast to 206-803-8068. Hope to see you there. But so many people are talking about, Mike, will Airbnb mess up the market, in so many words? Because it's being so competitive now, hotels ain't going nowhere. Airbnb, that kind of style's been around. Like, that's what you call those vacation homes. Matter of fact, Airbnb is coming out with their own hotel brands. But no, I don't think they're going anywhere. Quite frankly, though, Airbnb is starting to take a hit. Some people recognize it, but I think what happened is so many people jumped into Airbnb during COVID because everything was kind of shut down and people felt more safe in these Airbnbs, right? Because nobody was coming in, nobody had to check in. You know, in COVID, nobody knew what was going on. But people, you know, they were flex workers, right? They could go work anywhere. So now so many people left and could travel and work. So it was like, well, if I ain't got to be in the office, I'm going to move to Florida. I'm going to California, and I'm just going to work there by the water. Well, now those people are being forced back to work. Disney said, hey, you coming back to the office 4 days a week. Twitter said you coming back to work. Like, everybody's like, y'all come back to work. Why? Because they got all these offices. Well, now it's the pros and cons, right? They're saying now that in Atlanta that one of them have to be your primary main residence. Like, well, even in Cincinnati, if you have an apartment building, you're only allowed, I don't know, is it 50%? Only 50% of that could be Airbnb. What? And the reason why people are cracking down is, one, it screws up the market. You got to realize we are in demand for housing. And you pulling this out and take away from the hotel business, which, yeah, they fussing a little bit, but for the most part, you taking away from where somebody would actually rent or purchase that home. So many people that potentially would sell put it off the market. Hawaii is trying to pass a law for 90-day minimum stay. Yeah, I mean, more and more people. Sarasota, Florida, they got certain parts of the island or area that you cannot do short-term rental. They won't let you do it.